Hello. So let me know if you can hear me and see me. Not mute mic. I hope everybody can hear me and see me okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly log in to my group on my phone and check. Oh, here we go. And check. Yes, Vidya Kamaranagam, which is me, is live now in Wealthy Warriors support group. So I'm just going to check I can see myself. So just give me a second and hear myself. Just going to quickly log in to my group. That is great. And check. Oh, perfect. Support group. Okay, so still talking. So awesome. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try something a bit different, whereby I am going to record with my phone as well as using this new app, StreamYard. Well, I normally use it, but I just wanted to try something a little bit different. So I hope you can see me okay. I think my computer was just a bit bright. Okay, great. So welcome everybody. I just sit back a bit so you can see me a bit better. God, just bear with me. Okay. Great. So welcome to our live broadcast. So let me just tick this here. Okay. So welcome everybody to the live broadcast. Welcome. This is module 1 of the Wealthy Warriors. I don't know what's going on here with my scarf. So welcome to module 1 of the Wealthy Warriors. And this is how to create your 10K coaching service or coaching business, or it's your consultancy service. It's definitely online because this is what it's all about. This is the revolution that we're all experiencing. So this is why it's so important to have an online presence. Don't believe any of this hype about social media being bad and the internet's bad. Everything is about your perception. Everything is about what you feel, what you are actually thinking about a situation. You see, it's all about the law of polarity, the law of opposites. Anything can be either good or bad, right? Nothing is 100% bad or 100% good. That's just the way it is. That's just science. That's just universal law. So on this journey that you're doing with me, come with me, this journey that we're doing together, this is very much not just, you think this is just about your business right now, and that's okay. It is. The focus here is on wealth, right? It's wealth in all life pillars, in particular your health, your love life, and actual focus on your wealth building. So it is that. But what you're going to find in that is that this is a beautiful program, which is really actually about you. It's about self-discovery. It's about really taking yourself to the next level of self-respect, of self-love, of really understanding exactly what it is that you want to do in life if you feel that you're not doing that already. It's about really just taking it to the next level, really unleashing your full potential. So it's really important that you get real with yourself, right? So we don't want to be putting on any act. We don't want to be comparing ourselves to anybody else or competing with anybody else. You can take inspiration. Yes, absolutely. But competing and thinking, I can't do this and I can't do that is actually a reflection of some inner work that's needing to be done, which we all need to do. Okay, I'm on my journey too. And it's very much about knowing that absolutely you are amazing. You are not even aware at this point of what you are truly capable of, right? You are not aware of what you are truly capable of. That is the truth. All the goals right now that you are imagining, that you are visualizing, that you are dreaming of, is based on your level of awareness. Okay. And we're going to get deeper into this as we go on. We're going to get deeper and deeper. And that's the beauty of this. Can you see that this is about self-mastery, right? Because in order to be a leader, right, this is a leadership program. This is not just a business program. This is business, but this is really about a leadership program. That's the niche that I'm in, leadership and wealth. And there are different forms of wealth, but in particular focusing on finance, money, abundance, prosperity, okay, in that physical form. Because it's important, right? Because what I want is you have been attracted here, right? Because of the energy that I have been putting out with my own self-work, right? And I've seen that the more that I have been elevating myself and working on myself and working on my own self-limiting beliefs, the more that I do that, the more I found that the people I've been attracting into my world are more in alignment with the direction in which I'm going. And it's just so beautiful. I mean, every single, client, they are obviously everyone, or every single one of you are my clients, but it just feels so much more than that. This is a family. This is my soul tribe. This is our community, our family, right? All different, all unique, all on our own unique individual path. Okay. But the beauty with this is that you can walk this path in the same direction as others going along towards their greatness. Okay. So I want you to really, first of all, before you delve in deep into this program, well, we are already delving in deep, but really this module is about the groundwork. Okay. So it is module 1, but this is the groundwork. It's kind of like ground zero. This is where we're really gonna stop. Okay. We're not going to rush this. And what you will find is that the calmer you become, the stronger that you become in your mind, in your body, in your soul, right? In your spirituality, whatever that means for you, right? Whatever it means, everything is welcome, okay? But having that absolute strength also in your relationships, yeah? Because all of this is related to your business, because your business is really a reflection of you. You will find it as you come to talking about money, when it comes to doing invoices, sales calls, selling in DMs, however it is exactly that you feel aligned with. You know, if you start pushing people away and you don't want to do sales calls, or you feel icky or awkward talking about money, right? I've been through all of that. And honestly, it's nothing wrong, but it's just a reflection of interesting self-limiting paradigms that will basically hold you back in your business. And this is why I want you to do this now, to have just that awareness, even if you're not, we haven't got into how we're going to eliminate those self-limiting beliefs yet. That's fine. That's all coming. But you just have to first of all have that awareness. Because when you have that awareness, then you know that, oh, okay, I'm growing, I'm expanding all the time. I'm really I've achieved so much already. I've got so much love and self-respect, and I'm proud of how much I've learned, right? Nothing is a mistake. Nothing is a mistake. So I'm proud of how much I've learned, right? And that's how I choose to have that growth mindset. And I'm taking that with me into this next phase that we are doing together right here, right now. This is law of attraction. This is science. Yeah, this is physics. This is a universal law. The reason you're in this group right now, the reason you're doing this course, if you've purchased just the course, or if you're actually doing the actual coaching program, whatever it is that you're doing, this is it, right? You've been brought into here. You've been attracted to this, right? There was a meeting of the minds, even though we may not have even met. There was something that resonated, something that brought you here. And that is the universe. That is source. Whether you believe it or not, keep an open mind, because you're going to be learning so much about it. It's so beautiful. Okay. Now, I was, it's a little bit about me. I'm a doctor. I'm a GP. I work full time at the moment. At the time of this recording, I've got two little cheeky monkeys, two boys who are at the moment age 2 and age 4. I'm very hands-on attachment parenting kind of person, holistic, hippie mama, hypnobirthing, did all of that kind of stuff. So that's really me. Love it. Love at the moment doing a lot of stuff from home remotely. And I also love being like in A&E and like in resus and doing all of that things, as long as it's not impacting on my family life, right? Because it's different now that when I have a family, and I love it. I enjoy it. So yeah, of course, I'm a human being. It's tiring and it can be a bit chaotic at times, but I'm so grateful for this journey I'm on, because it's really opened my eyes up to gratitude and just how beautiful it is, even when it is a bit chaotic and like little cheeky monkeys running around doing all sorts of things, breaking things and all sorts. It's a different feeling, right? And this is what I'm saying, it's different to just business. This is just not just some course you're going to take and here's the strategy and off you go. No, because that, to be honest, you can probably Google it. There's different ways of, so many different options, different routes of getting to the same goal, right? This is like Google Maps. Okay. And you type it in your destination, which we're going to get to, because that's goal setting. Where do you want to go? Right? A very common question. How am I going to achieve all of these things that I want to do? Okay. That's kind of like saying, how am I going to get to this beautiful holiday that you've booked? Let's just say that's your goal. This beautiful holiday, you've looked it all up. The hotel looks amazing, and the room, it's a luxury suite, and oh, look at that pool, and it's by the ocean. I can so see myself and my loved ones there, or going with friends or by yourself for some me time, whatever it is, treating yourself. And oh, we've got some massages. Oh, that'd be so relaxing and that'd be great. And it's got a deck and like a beautiful suite, whatever it is, right? That's basically like your goal for your business as well. You've thought about the income that you want and how it will feel when you have this income and that financial freedom and what that means for you, right? It's not just a piece of paper with the physical money and the plastic, isn't it? It's what it means for you, what the financial freedom it means. Maybe less sessions if you're working in a job. It means probably less hours that you would feel the need to do, right? There's never necessarily a need, it's perception as well, but there's less of a feeling that you have to do this certain number of sessions, because there's so many other ways in which you can get it. So basically, this is all exactly how you are going to be really thinking about it with your goals, is thinking about what is it that you want. It's almost like ordering at a restaurant what you want. Okay, it's like going online shopping and choosing exactly what you want, and you have to be very specific. Okay, it's like Google Maps, and it's like saying, I want to go to this specific place, right? It needs postcode. It needs a postcode. So you, as much as possible, you want to be really specific with your goals. And we're going to get into goal setting. Okay, there's a whole separate video and lesson on that, but we will touch on that. So when you're thinking about how am I going to achieve all of these things, you actually just don't need to think about that, because the how is when it starts to get a bit cloudy and all the self-doubt and anxiety, because that version of you hasn't almost been born yet. What it has, because it's your higher self, it actually already exists within you. It's almost like we're trying to get rid of all these self-limiting paradigms and the clouds. The clear blue sky is always there, right? In the same way, your higher self that has the income you want, that has the relationship that you want, or like taking your relationship to the next level with your loved ones, whatever the relationship that is, taking your career to the next level of leadership in the way that you want it, taking your health to the next level in the way that you want it. All of those things already exists on some level. I talked about levels of awareness. Okay, it already exists within you. That's why you are imagining it. It's not just plucked out of thin air. Actually, when you really visualize, sometimes it almost feels like it's such a good dream. It almost feels like you're there, almost like it's kind of happened. Maybe it has. Okay, stay with me. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that This is called your higher self. It means that there is a level of you that is almost already living there. It's already achieved that. That's why you're having those dreams. That's why you're visualizing it. That's why you're here. Because there's a part of you that's like, I don't really know the how. I don't even know all the details of the dream, but I just know that this is the right direction, right? It's like Google Maps. You're like, I don't know the exact postcode. I don't know the exact zip code postcode if you're from US, but I just know that this is the right direction. This is definitely not that. And it's definitely not that. And it ain't definitely not that way. I've been that way. I'm not going there again. It's this. You're like, I'm on the right path. Yeah. And all these other people walking along beside you, whether you know them well or not, it doesn't matter, because you can see you're all going in the same direction. That's when you know that you are soul aligned, you're in the right place. It's the feeling, it's the energy. That's the law of vibration. Okay. All of our cells are vibrating at a very specific frequency. This is physics. Okay. Frequency is measured in hertz, Hertz. So with the law of vibration, this is actually, that movie, The Secret, or the book, The Secret. So they talk about law of attraction. I'm sure you've heard of that. So law of attraction is a real universal law, like the law of gravity. Okay. So this isn't actually woo-woo stuff. This is hardcore science. So actually the primary law is a law of vibration. And it's really important. I know you might be thinking, this is all great, but like, what does this have to do with like my business and earning 10K? This is all what it's about. Because when you get this, strategy is just easy. Strategy takes like 5-10 minutes. Because when you get this, which is easy, you've got the belief, you're on that frequency. It's like, and then naturally everything falls into place. It feels like magic. It might feel like magic and what she's talking about right now, but it's not. It's hardcore science. Okay. It's just because it's something a bit new. So stay with me, keep an open mind. So with law of vibration, all of our cells are vibrating at a specific frequency, right? They're moving. Atoms, if you've done physics, if you've been to school, you've done physics. So atoms, protons, neutrons are all vibrating, aren't they? Remember that? They're all vibrating. And at different frequencies, they will vibrate at a different speed, basically a different frequency. That's all it is. Simple. Okay. So you can take matter, you can take an atom, and at solid, when it's a solid, it's vibrating at a lower frequency because it's solid. It's moving a bit more slowly. Okay. So it's solid. It appears solid, but it's not, isn't it? It's never still. It just looks like that to the naked eye. But actually inside, if you were to zoom in, they're just vibrating at a very low level. Then if you melt down, let's say an ice cube, if you melt it down, it becomes liquid. Yeah. So a liquid, it's then vibrating it's the same. Can you see it was the same matter, but you've changed it. You've altered the state. You've changed the vibration. It's now liquid. Now the cells, the atoms, they're vibrating at a faster frequency. This is the frequency of water, liquid. Okay. It's a law. It's not like it's a specific frequency. It's a specific vibration. If it's a different vibration, it would be solid, an ice cube. If it's a different vibration, it's then going to move into steam. It's then going to move into steam. So they're really vibrating really, really high. It's very expansive. It's growing. It really just goes all over, but it can do whatever it wants because it's such a high vibration. They're really vibrating at a very high level. This is the law of vibration. It's a law. So the ice cube, the solid, is very low down. It cannot possibly ever be on the same vibration as steam or as liquid, but it was all within the same element, right, of H2O. Does that make sense? So actually, the same thing happens with us. And the vibration I'm talking about is your feeling. So when you are feeling a low vibrational emotion, such as anger, guilt, fear, self-doubt, worry, depression, all of these states, just like the ice cube, it's a state. Your cells within you are vibrating at a specific frequency. This is actually measured. It's called the Hawkins law. If you look it up, Hawkins law, I'll put in the diagram in the group. It might already be here. It's called Hawkins law. And you will see that your cells are actually vibrating at a very specific frequency. It's a very low frequency, which is why, when you feel angry or anxious, you actually don't feel at your best. You don't feel well, right? You have maybe even slight panic attack or slight chest pain or chest pangs, or you're very sweaty. Your throat's kind of closing up a little bit, and you feel a bit hot under the collar. Maybe your stomach's a bit queasy. You feel quite contracted, in a contracted state, right? And your heart rate gets a bit higher, and not for good reasons. And all of these things it's manifesting into your body. What you're thinking of is then become in your conscious mind, is becoming a feeling. And the feeling is of low vibration. So then that vibration goes into your body. Low vibration. What's the outcome? Anxiety, depression, fear, guilt, anger, all of these things. So actually what's happening is, if your mind is not at ease, if your belief system is not at ease, your body is not at ease. And what makes the results in your life is your body, right? As in, if my goal is to be really super healthy, then I'm going to use my body to physically make a smoothie, right? I'm going to use my body to get a cup of water as opposed to a cup of soda. I'm going to use my body to go on the cross trainer, right? I've directed my body because that's what I want. Then the feeling is one of, I want to feel really good. It feels so good to have achieved this goal, right? Visualization, manifestation. And then it naturally directs it towards that. So can you see how it's really important what thoughts are that you're thinking? Because if you can change your thought pattern, right, by first of all being aware of your thought pattern, like, wow, gosh, I'm really negative. Or I find that when I think about money, I do get a bit anxious, and I do seem to have this thought that comes up, right? This is mindfulness, this thought that comes up of, yeah, but it's all right for her. She can probably do it, but I don't think I could do it, or I bet everyone else will get results, but I don't think I will, right? So that thought is actually going to be the thought. It's called a paradigm. It means your self-limiting belief paradigm. It's the same thing. These are habits. These are mental habits that you've developed subconsciously since you were a child. Maybe you grew up in a house where your parents are working really, really hard, and the way they spoke about money was very much about money doesn't grow on trees, and don't waste that, and what are you doing, and that's all great that you want to be an astronaut, but you couldn't possibly, and why don't you get a proper job and work hard, and that mentality goes into your mind. No disrespect to them at all. Every generation has different challenges, different things, right? Younger generation have COVID. So it's just evolution. But equally, we need to have evolution of our mindset, of our belief system. Otherwise, it's just, you get those families where it's just the same thing, generation after generation. Like, everybody ends up in a domestic abuse relationship. Everybody ends up bankrupt or just poor with money. What works really, really, really hard, but for some reason just doesn't happen. Everybody doesn't get into college, or everybody, it's like the same thing, or everybody is, made the same way in their body, and that's just the way it is. We just all get diabetes and heart disease, and there's just nothing you can do about it. And that might be your family history. It's my family history because I'm Sri Lankan. But then you develop that mindset of, oh, well, that's just the way it is in my family. So what do? You develop the mental habit of, I'm basically going to get diabetes and heart disease. And what you're doing is you're basically putting your body into the vibration of, okay, I'm going to get diabetes and heart disease. And basically it manifests because your body starts taking those actions to develop those things. Now, I know some of these things might be quite triggering, what I'm saying, and this is all based on my own personal experience, as well as my own opinion, and to be honest, what I have seen with patients as well, right? They come in week after week, right, for their blood tests, and we just watch the results go up and up and up and up and up. And whatever you say, right, which is the strategy, it's the guidelines, it's like top Western medical research, evidence-based, right? It's amazing strategy. And it doesn't matter if this person has this belief system of, that's all great, but ain't gonna work for me. That's just the way I'm made. That's just how it is. And it's almost like you want to be like, life doesn't have to be like that. Actually, it's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you want it to be. Jessica Alba, that like hot actress. Her family, I'm sure I read somewhere that she said her whole family are obese, have heart disease, or they're overweight, or have huge weight issues. She's always had that. And she was determined, she basically is destined to be very overweight and obese and have loads of issues that come with being overweight and obese. And she made a decision, right? This is part of goal setting. She made a decision. That's not me. I'm not taking on that belief system, right? So she doesn't have that body. She took on that belief system that she can do anything, right? And look at where she is now. You would never believe that that's the family that she comes from. Okay, so in the same way, you can choose a reality that you want, no matter what the dynamic is in your marriage or in your family or at work or whatever it is. You can choose a life that you want, but you have to start with making a decision. Literally, it's not about the how. The how is like I talked about. It's like the strategy is like telling the diabetic patient, okay, this is what you need to do. These are the foods you need to eat, blah, blah, blah. That's all great, but they're not even, basically, they're just not even listening. Not because they don't want to. Of course they want this, but subconsciously they've given up. They're sort of like, it's just not going to work for me. Right? And it's a really sad way to live. Whereas you could have another person with the same figures, the same strategy, but a completely different, not just mindset, but energy alignment. So they take on this beginner's mindset, this growth mindset of I can do anything. Oh, wow, doctor. So you're telling me if I do these things, I could actually reverse my diabetes or reduce my meds by, instead of 4 times a day, it could be twice a day within a month or two. Wow. That would be great. Oh my gosh, let's imagine it for a moment, right? So they're entertaining the idea from their conscious mind, the thinking mind. They're entertaining the idea now with, what are they doing? They're attaching feeling. That's the subconscious mind. So I'll go into that. Now they're starting to imagine. So what are they doing with imagination? They're using a mental faculty called imagination to imagine their life with this goal achieved. So imagining your life with this goal achieved, with your business, of having achieved 10K or whatever your income goal is, right, in less than 88 days, or maybe it's 10K months, or maybe it's just 10K in a year, or 10K in a day. It's actually, can you see whatever you believe? And then working backwards to do the inner work energetically to align with that, because it feels so good. And oh my, can you imagine? And we could do this, we could go on this holiday, and we could pay off the mortgage on our house, and I could reduce a couple of sessions, I could spend more time with the kids, and we could do this for the kids, we could do that for the kids, I can help my parents, I can help them become financially free. You know, we could buy this property, that would create passive income, we can invest in this. It's like psh, growth, expansion, so many possibilities. But you're not even going to think that if you have this mindset of, yeah, but it's not going to happen for me. You're not going to let the money come in. You're not going to receive it. That's divine feminine energy. Nothing to do with your gender, by the way. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine, but you're not going to be like, thank you very much, universe. I'm really grateful to receive this. You're not going to be in that state. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know. It's okay. You don't have to pay me. Just have it like for free. And then people don't value your work, and then it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves, the respect it deserves, the reward it deserves. So then no one knows about it, so you get no testimonial. So then you just carry on with your job, and then you have great impact with what you're doing, but just not that full potential that needs to be like unleashed. It all comes down to your limiting beliefs. Then the strategy is easy because you've got that belief. Now that patient who's like, yeah, wow, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. You're saying that I can do this, and then I don't need to come to the doctors as much, and I'll be able to like lose so much weight, be a healthy baby. I'll be able to run. I can run after my kids. I can go and play football with them. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so amazing. I don't have to shield because I won't have diabetes. I won't have to, this changes everything, right? So they're starting to imagine it. They're getting excited. What did I just talk about? An emotion. Excitement is a very high vibrational emotion. If you look at the Hawkins pyramid, it's right at the top. It's almost with gratitude and love. It's almost 1,000 hertz. Whereas self-doubt and fear and anxiety is like 70 hertz, like huge range. So when they're at that vibration, their cells are vibrating really, really, really high. They're in their mind, and therefore it comes into their bodies like, oh my gosh, I can't, almost like their mouth is watering, like, oh my gosh, I can't. Can you know that feeling of when you're just like eat something really yummy and your mouth starts watering? That's what your imagination is doing. That's what you're doing with your goals, whether it's losing weight or changes in your relationship to make it healthier and next level of connection, whether it's a certain income goal, whether it's the way in which you want to do your business. right? Whether it's a recognition that you finally want to really get for all the hard work you do, not with ego, but just like, yeah, I want to be proud of what I do so I can really go for more impact, right? And in a way that I can be more there with my loved ones and enjoy it more, right? Like all of these goals, it doesn't matter what the goal is, you can absolutely 100% achieve it. It's what you believe. It's when you have this open mind to whatever it is that you want. Because now that patient, the one who was like, yes, I want this, what did they just do? They've made a decision. They're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but that I just lived it. They just lived it, even for just a split second. And that's why you're here, isn't it? Because for a split second, or hopefully longer, you imagined it. You imagined yourself with 10K coaching service or consultancy service or online service or a different income goal. But you imagined that income goal, which for you means freedom money, right? It's freedom money. It means I don't need to do anything anymore, right? You don't actually even need to now, but it gives you that relief. I can now multiple sources of income, multiple sources of inspiration, multiple ways to serve society, right? In the way that suits me. And it feels so good. It feels so good serving in this way. And it feels, wow, amazing to be rewarded in this way, right? Being paid like double my salary. That's like, wow, like, is this okay? Self-limiting paradigm, right? Again, trying to hold you back. So you'll keep finding this, but when you're aware of it, you catch it quicker and you know exactly what to do. It doesn't stop you. Right? If anything, you feel for it because you're almost looking for it, and it's fun. So that patient I talked about, the one who's like, yes, they then make a decision like that because they've lived it for a moment, which is called visualization. And they do that every day. They live it, they imagine it. They are literally there already. Then it's so easy to be like, yeah, well, of course I can eat my cauliflower rice with my whatever, red kidney bean chili or whatever it is that you want to eat. Or yeah, of course I can have my chickpea curry with this and that and use, reduced fat coconut milk instead of full fat. Yeah, it's almost like whatever it takes. And I'm enjoying the journey along the way. That's so important. I mean, because once you get there, you'll realize because you've grown as a person, you become a different version of yourself, a higher level. You get to that point and you're like, oh, 10K, like, wow, super grateful. This is amazing. But wow, I could have done this a long time ago. It's interesting. Isn't it interesting? Not self-berating. We don't do any of that. Isn't it interesting? I could have actually done this a long time ago. Why didn't I? Why didn't I do that? It's really interesting. Why? Self-limiting beliefs. Often these beliefs aren't even your own. They're like your husband's or mum's or like the GMC's or like the NHS or RCGP or, and there's nothing, it's not a discredit to those bodies or to, I don't know, World Health Organization or other colleagues or school friends or grandparents. All these people mean well. It's great intention. And some of those beliefs are important and exist for a reason within a specific situation, but not across all your life pillars. And so sometimes we kind of take that on, this risk-averse attitude, as if that's a good thing, as if we're doing our due diligence. But actually, it's just holding you back. That's the truth of the matter. It's just holding you back from really reaching your absolute true potential. So you're going to find your loved ones may not really understand what you're doing. Like, why are you doing that? Why can't you just be happy being a GP doing what you do? I mean, aren't you happy? Don't you think you're blessed enough? That's a self-limiting belief. You can be extremely grateful for where you are right now. And I am super grateful for everything. Okay. I'm living a healthy body. I'm grateful for my beautiful, amazing family. I'm grateful for the childhood I've had, my upbringing, grateful for my marriage and our deep soul connection and taking it to the next level. Grateful for the motherhood that I have, that I'm really enjoying and taking that to the next level. I love my career. I love how I'm redesigning the way in which I can work, which I didn't think was possible. I love how there's so many different ways I can do it. It's almost like there's always something more I want to do. And I'm like, it's like my mouth is watering in terms of how ambitious I am, and I love it. And I don't want that to stop. It keeps me alive. And I love growing. I love learning. And actually, that's what Vidya means. It means knowledge. It means learning, and that's why I'm a teacher, right? I love this. So I'm a teacher, which means I'm also a student because I'm constantly learning and growing along with you, right? So for me, that is so powerful, so amazing. So I don't want to stop at where I'm at. It doesn't mean I'm not grateful. I'm super grateful. But I don't have to be satisfied right? Choose a different word that works for you, right? But I'm grateful for where I am right now, and I'm grateful for where I'm going, right? From my own visualization meditations. And I'm grateful for the journey there, because it's a beautiful journey. It's not hustle, grind, we're not going to sleep. It's like work hard, hard, hard. No. Is there effort involved? Absolutely. Right? Was there effort involved to get to where you've gotten to now? Whether it's in your love life, in your health, in your career, of course, right? Yes, you have to work the work. But the type of work that you do is important. It's not just strategy, it's also mindset, and it's also the energetics. Okay, so all of these elements are important. It's not just a strategy. So it's not really about the how, it's more about what is it that you want truly, with no limitations. Okay, it's okay to dream, you're allowed. Okay, most people are almost scared to say what they really want because it feels like they're being a bit like ungrateful for the life that they have already. But actually, what you're doing is, for the people who are aligned with you, your people, right? For the people who are awake, what do I mean by that? I mean by spiritually they're awake. I'm not talking about religion here. You can be whatever religion you want, whatever works for you. But I'm talking about you are awake to, there's more than just like these curtains and my hair and this coat, and there's more to it than that. There's like a spiritual realm, there's a universe, there's source, there's like Yoda, whatever works for you. But there's something else, there's universal law. So we're co-creating, or you're creating, whatever way works for you is fine. Take what resonates, okay? But you're aware of that. So when you are speaking with people who aren't awake to that, they don't want to be awake, don't try and change their mind. Okay, and there are going to be people who have good intentions, hopefully, towards you, ain't gonna like what you're doing. Nah. What is it you're doing? Why do you want to do this? Why can't you just sit at home and be happy, right? Love them and leave. No, I'm not saying leave them, but what I'm saying, love them and basically leave them alone. We are all on our own path. Just go within and focus on your path. And all you need to say is, that's interesting. It's a really interesting point of view. And then just flip it to something about them, because everyone loves talking about themselves. Okay, that's how self-involved we are. Don't let your external world influence your internal world, your energy alignment. That's what this program is about. Okay, that's why it's wealth. That's why you're a warrior, because you're a warrior in your mind, in your body, right? I want you to be exercising as well. I want you to do exercise every day or every other day. I want you to have health in your body, health in your mind, right? Whatever that means for you, it's your definition. Health in your relationships, right? Are your relationships healthy? If not, time to do something about it. Time to raise your boundaries, right? Of self-respect and self-love and self-care. And trust me, the best way to do that is don't try to change others. No. We're not preachers. We are here to be the best version of ourselves. We are leaders, okay? We are warriors, we are leaders. What does that mean? That means that if you are the leader, you first have to be a damn good follower, okay? In listening and following everything in this program. I'm not saying that I know it all. I'm also learning too, and I'm just sharing what I've learned. So you just take what resonates, and this is just my way. That is all. So be a good follower and be a good student. And first, be an absolutely amazing leader in leading yourself. Start there. When you lead by example in yourself, I promise the vibration of the cells is high, because you are in such gratitude, because you're in control. When you take responsibility for your results, for your health, for your relationships, I'm not saying it's, yes, it takes two to tango, but we have a huge role to play. When you take responsibility for your actions and your part to play in that dynamic, when you take responsibility for your career, for your income, for your responsibility within your home, whatever, that definition is for you, when you take responsibility, it's so powerful. It's freedom. Freedom is actually in taking responsibility, because then you take back your power within you. You now have the control, not some external person or circumstance or situation. then you can't do anything about it, right? If it's to do with the economy, if it's COVID, if it's some, somebody, or, some like organization or some client or some issue or whatever, or social media, or if it's always outside of you, you can't do anything about it. And then it's victim mindset. Then it's not warrior, it's warrior, in terms of the emotion, just worrying all the time doesn't do anything. Okay, it's like a rocking chair, doesn't get you anywhere, gives you a lot to do, waste of energy. Okay, so we're going to finish up now. So I want you to focus on, this is the homework for module 1. Okay, for this part, the homework that I want you to hone in on is, what do you want exactly? As much as possible. This is going to grow, okay? But I want you to write down your goals. And I want you to dream big. I don't want a goal that you've already done before. I don't want a goal that you've done before. That's not allowed in this group. We're only allowed to dream big, okay? Of course, there are going to be goals that we have to achieve in order to achieve that goal, yes. But this is about dreaming big. This is then about being in that vibration, that version of yourself, as much as possible. Does it feel like homework initially? Yes. Okay. Because it's more in the subconscious mind, because it's not kind of fully in the belief system yet. It's not, you're not kind of fully believing. You're just like, oh, this would be great. Even the words, this would be great, not this is great. It's happening. Right? Every post that I make, every video that I make, every time I wake up, every time I meditate, everything is moving me closer to that goal. And I'm in a high vibration the whole time. Obviously, it's not 24/7. So you're going to have times when something happens and you feel low. But the difference here is you are learning techniques to get you out of that straight away. So you can get on with then the strategy of whatever it is. It's a bit like, I don't know, someone annoyed you on your drive home and you had this plan that you were going to go to the gym and you were going to do this and you're going to eat this healthy food. And then someone sort of being like, oh, someone annoyed them on their way home, or they read some news and it really upset them about the world. And then it put them in a low vibration, right? They felt rubbish. What does that mean? Felt rubbish, low vibration. The cells are contracted, don't feel good. So then you start to, it manifests into your body of like, meeting that frequency of feeling crap. So how can I make my body feel crap? Okay, I'll just won't exercise. I'll eat rubbish food because I want to stay in my comfort zone. So I'll eat comfort food. And this is not a criticism. Okay, I do it too. This is not criticism. I'm just trying to explain how the mind works, right? So you can catch yourself out, or you can say, do you know what? I'm taking a day off and I'm going to really enjoy this beautiful pizza, this beautiful chocolate cake, because it's about moderation. Can you see that's a different vibration already of like, oh yeah, pizza, come to me. Okay. And oh, chocolate cake, oh, this is so amazing. I love this. And you're having it once a week or once a month or whatever you decide. Because you're being healthy the other time. So you feel good. You love yourself. So you're like, yeah, I actually love myself. That's why I'm having my green smoothies. But I'm also wanting to enjoy this chocolate cake because I take responsibility for my life, and I know that tomorrow I'm back on the gym again. So I'm gonna really enjoy it. And even then, I'm not going crazy. Do you see what I mean? So it's a different vibration. It's not like, oh, I hate myself and life, the world's awful, and oh my god, everything's over, and wrong, and and just that's it. And then I'm just gonna moan on the phone to someone, and it's just, that's not a good vibration. So you want to do whatever you can to get out of that as soon as possible. So then the actions that this physical body takes is more in alignment with what you want. And then I want you to write it down on what's called a goal card. Right? So it's called a goal card. I'll post it into the group. And this is basically what I want you to write down in just 2-3 sentences exactly what your goal is. Okay. I want you to write down what is your goal. And I want you to really write it in the present tense. So I am so happy and grateful now that I am receiving £10,000 or $10,000 or 10,000 euros, whatever it is. I'm receiving this like right now. It's not like in 10 years time or in 3 weeks or whatever. You might have that in your strategy, but all it is I'm so happy and grateful that right now I'm receiving £10,000 every single month, or I have matched my salary. Right. And I'm a top leader in my industry as a coach or as a doctor or as a dietitian or whatever it is. And I love what I do. It's so much fun and it happens with ease and grace and flow. Or it might be something like, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a happily married spiritual multi-billionaire making a global impact on my clients' lives in the niche of health, or helping them to take their marriage to the next level, or whatever it is, but try to be as specific as possible. So I'm going to post in here the goal setting module as well. Write down the goal. What exactly is it that you want? And I want you to really do the visualization with it. Really imagine it. Just dream. Write it down like a shopping list, exactly what you want. All right. Then I want you to hone in on that. See, all you're doing is taking this, as making this into a service, which we're going to go into the next modules. And then you're going to be making it online, right? Which is basically via social media. There are so many different ways of doing it. I'll teach you my way. And by taking it online, it means it's accessible to anyone in the world. By doing it as a coach, even if you are a doctor and you can do things remotely, you can obviously set up your own online practice. That is another way. I would definitely recommend still doing it as a coach, because I do think that it's important to have diversified assets, including your intellectual assets, right? So you've already got the asset of being a doctor or a dentist, or a fitness coach, or whatever it is that you're doing. You've already got that there. So you can literally making that into an online version. That's it. You do not need a certificate to become a coach, by the way, as of right now. You do not. It's not cheating. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's nothing. It's a business. Also when you're paying to get a certificate, I have lots of certificates. I've got nothing. I love education, as you know. So it's nothing. This is not about saving money. This is about the time it takes to do a certificate, right? And all of that. Are you going to do that, or are you going to build a business? Okay, you can do both. You can get the certificate as well if you want, but you don't need that. And I would not waste any time with that. You can still get it if you want, but I would instead remember that even that is also a business. Everything is a business. Everything is rendering money. It's bringing money in. There's a certain certification standard. So then you do that course to get to that standard, and then they receive money. So it's not a scam or anything. It's a great business model. And I will also be turning my course into a certification program and making it accredited. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. But it's not something that you need, right? It's just another societal paradigm. Can you see that? It's another self-limiting belief of, oh, well, I better have a piece of paper because then people won't believe me and they'll think I'm a fraud and I'm an imposter. And then something will happen. The big bad wolf will come and get me. And so I better have my certificate. No, you don't need that, unless obviously there is some law, like obviously as a doctor, for example, it's a competency. That's different. It's a competency-based profession. And so you need your piece of paper and you need to spend 5 years and like 30 grand to get that piece of paper. And that's different. And that's important. And obviously you should do that. Everything else is more of a bonus. So I've got a certificate in coaching. I've got a certificate in different types of coaching, like spiritual life coaching, that I'm in the process of doing, chakra healing, diplomas. Like I love it. I think it's so interesting, but I don't need it. Have my clients ever asked me for the certificate? No. They've never asked me for it. It's never made a difference. It's interesting information in taking maybe the coaching results. I don't think it's ever, so far, I haven't come across a coaching program accredited that's taking my clients' results to the next level. Right? The biggest ones have been, other programs have been on where there's no certification or anything like that. And so I would say, and I'm also a Bob Proctor coach, so I learned a lot about manifestation in that. So that was also not, I'm a Bob Proctor coach, but there wasn't like a certificate. Do you see what I mean? So it's really what you want to believe. And in the same way, you'll be making your own program. It's all whatever you want. This is the beauty of coaching, or being a consultant. I don't mean in the medical sense, but being consulting like this, like consulting, or being a coach, is that in comparison, there are no limits. There are bodies that can regulate, but it's all voluntary, and you can do that with time. But I would suggest doing it this way. You're sharing your services, you're having a conversation with the person, you're open and honest. And I think that this is the best way. And if you want to do those other things, then you do them. But this is the absolute best way to bring your skills. It's not the skills that you have on a piece of paper. It's my own personal experience. That's anyone that has paid me coaching. That's what they're paying for. They're paying for my personal experience. They can get the exact same strategy from a different business coach sometimes. I mean, it is obviously different with everyone. I'm just saying as an example, you could probably get the same strategy, right? But having it with a particular person, You might be like, oh, well, they're a mum like me and they're also a doctor, or they're also, I don't know, South Asian. Or to be honest, it's really in harmony with your own paradigms and your own awareness. So it's just I am packaged in a way that feels good, right? It feels more receptive. It feels like this person would understand where I'm coming from. They're living in a similar world to me. So it resonates more with you. Do you see what I mean? None of this information is 100% completely, unique. Everyone is learning and growing all together. And that's what you will also be doing with your coaching program or consultancy program. And that's the beauty of this, is that they want you. They do want your method as well, but really because it's your method, it's the way you've done it. Right? Because what are they buying? They're basically buying your results, your life, your energy. Can you see? It's the energy, it's a vibration. They're feeling that. They are feeling your energy. They're feeling your vibration, even in this video, even in this recording, even when you're just reading a typed post. That is energy that you can feel. That is what you're putting out there into the universe, and you are receiving it literally as you're putting it out there. This is how universal law. This is how universal law works. Some people call it karma, right? But it's true. What goes around comes around, good and bad. So put out your absolute best. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's all growing. You have to start from somewhere. So put out your absolute best for you, the best version of you, for your loved ones, right? So you're leading by example. So you're showing what is possible, even for you, right? So that you can look back, when that memory post comes up on Facebook, you can look back at yourself in a year from now, be like, wow, gosh, I remember when I started that coaching program. Oh my gosh, wow, look how much I've grown, how much I've learned. Isn't this incredible? So write down your goals, exactly what you want for your coaching business. Why do you want to do this? Okay. And then in terms of questions and answers, I've answered some of them already. I know that I think, Jasmine, you were also asking about how to become a published author. So actually, my company is actually called Athena Publishing House. So it is actually a publishing company. So I'm a #1 best-selling author, and I'm not saying that to, for ego, but to tell you are absolutely in the right place. And I did that whilst I was on mat leave. I wrote my first book, and actually I wrote it in a week. Doesn't have to take a long time at all. And I wrote that half the time on my phone, like whilst I was like sometimes breastfeeding my little baby and things like that. So it really doesn't have to, again, paradigms, right, about how you can think it's like a really big thing. But I actually have a separate program for that, in how to become a published author, not just writing your book, but actually to become a published author. So if that's something that you want to join, then just DM me, published author, and then we'll book you in for a call, or we'll send you the link to join the program. And it's available as a course, or you can do it with the coaching as well. So it's whatever suits you, whatever suits your needs. So I hope that helps. Please do drop any questions that you may have into the box which says question and answer thread, and I will reach out to you. If you also have the one-to-one bonus, which means that you get a private one, if you watch it, you might not have this by the time you're watching this, but some of you might have a bonus which was done as a limited time offer of having a private one-to-one coaching day with me. So if you want that, that's done via Voxer. So you would need to upload the Voxer app. It's really easy. And basically you just send me a message, or send me a DM what day that you want to do it on, just to check that I'm obviously available. I'm not like away or on annual leave or something. But that's beautiful, because then we can literally have this conversation going back and forth, specific to your business, specific to also your personal life. As we mentioned, it all ties in. So specific to your personal life. If there's something going on there that you feel is really impacting on your business and you need some one-to-one confidential, obviously it's all confidential advice or information, or you just need some support with that, that's what I'm here for. That's what the one-to-one is there for. Okay. So otherwise, obviously it's a group coaching program. And then that's just to be fair to those who have purchased this invested in this as a one-to-one program. So some people are doing this, but then they're doing it all purely one-to-one, or some people are doing it as a group and they're having one-to-one coaching monthly for a couple of months or up to 6 months, whatever they purchase. So if you want that too and you don't have that, it may not be on offer anymore because it's always growing. The business is always taking it to the next level, of course, and that's what I'm teaching you. So it's scalable. Yeah, that's why the thing with group coaching is so it's scalable. So it works for the rest of your life. But if that's something that you want, and if I'm still offering it, then just DM me private coaching. And then myself or someone on my team will reach out to you and we'll have a chat about what we can do for you, or if that's something that we still offer or not. All right. So take action. Okay. This is about self-mastery. It's not about perfection. Forget perfection, throw it out the window. It's about being the best version of yourself. You can only do what you can only do. All right. And make that the absolute best version of yourself, but not perfection. What I like to say is good enough, done is good enough, but done to the best that you possibly can. If you've got 10 minutes to do something, make it the best use of those 10 minutes, right? And so that you can be the best in the rest of your life. Okay, so don't spend 2 hours, on this course every evening. If that's going to impact your health and your family and your kids, then you just do it less and you take a bit longer and you add on some extra couple of months or whatever it is. But this is super easy strategy. It's really easy. All you need to do, first of all, is believe in yourself. What is it that you want from the program? Okay. And take action every day, especially on the weekdays. Decide when you're going to take action. And we're going to go into, this is the divine masculine. See, right now, this is moving more into, you can see it's a bit more like organized, exactly what's going to happen. Feminine is more ease, flow, grace, right? You need both. So then what we're going to do is in the next module, the next part of the program, we'll go more into the divine masculine, like, right, let's make a plan for the month and for your program and what you're going to do on what day and etc. and those sorts of things. So let me know if you've got any further questions. Let me know what you loved about this. If you really enjoyed this, then I'd be grateful if you take like a screenshot or like a little boomerang. You can just screenshot this and write down one thing that you loved, that you learnt from this lesson. Just one thing that you learnt that you really enjoyed, and you can post it into the actual Wealthy Warriors group, the main group, just to tell people about your experience that you're having with this program, so we can share it with others. We do run an affiliate program as well, by the way, commissioning. So if as a client in this program, as a coaching client, so not if it's just the course, but if you're doing the actual coaching in the group coaching program or one-to-one, then every time you refer a person in, then you will actually receive commission. So if it's somebody that you've referred in and they say that no, it's let's just say it's Jasmine watching, let's just say no, it's Jasmine that referred me in, that's the only reason I know about your program, then you will receive commission when that person has paid. If they go for the payment plan, then you will receive a certain percentage every time they pay, or if they pay in full, then you'll receive a certain commission based on that too, because we want you to earn whilst you're learning. Okay, we want you to be rewarded, and this is just to show my gratitude towards you. So sending you so much love and light. Do take a screenshot, put it into the Wealthy Warriors post, put it wherever you want on your profile. The beauty with that is, and then if you tag me, tag Vidya Kumar Nigam or my business page at Dr. Vidya. And the beauty of this is my other clients will then check you out. Okay, my other clients will then check you out. They'll see, oh, who's Jasmine, or who's Kavita, or who is this? Or, oh, this person isn't, they'll then see your coaching program or whatever it is that you're doing, or maybe you have another business, right? And they'll be like, oh, this looks interesting. And my clients are obviously people that have invested heavily in themselves, and they have the similar mindset we talked about, the similar energy levels. So they will then want to buy from you, right? They will want to buy from you. And then you're developing a more aligned network. It's so beautiful. So do share it on your profile, on your Instagram, wherever it is, but just tag me. And you can take a screenshot. I hope that helps. Send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.